Welcome to day 10 of my 100 Days of Webflow journey. Today we're going to do something quite a bit different. We're going to build a design subscription agency website from scratch on Webflow. We're going to use AI, specifically ChatGPT, to lay out the groundwork for us, that being the sitemap and some basic content for this website. And then we're going to bring this to life using the Webflow libraries and one of my favorite Webflow library in the collection, which is Untitled UI. We're going to later on take this landing page and make it look extra cool and give it some final touches using some Midjourney prompts that we're going to make specifically for this purpose. We're going to break this process down into two videos to not bore you here with a long video. The first video being generating that sitemap and building that landing page, and the second video being making that final touches with the images from Midjourney and finalizing the website for production. Before we start, please subscribe, like, and stay tuned with me through this 100 Days of Webflow journey that I'm going through, and I very much appreciate all the support that I've been receiving. Thank you all for the comments that you've been giving me. So without further ado, let's jump to business. Okay, so first things first, I've laid out these two prompts that are gonna be the starting point of our process. So the first one being, please provide a structured layout for a landing page of a design subscription agency. The agency specializes in Figma web design, web development, and Webflow interactions. The sections needed are navbar, hero, features, about, project, showcase, pricing, testimonial, CTA, and a footer. Please reorder these for optimal flow. Now, when it comes to prompting, it's a totally separate science by itself, and you will need to be specific as much as you can in order to get the best results that you can get. Now, while this is happening, let's set up our Webflow page. So in order to do that, we'll create a new blank site. We'll call this Levelflow, since that's the name of my company, and we'll call it Levelflow Subscription Agency. We'll create the site, and now it's creating. And this is still generating. Okay, so now let's add that library that I've been telling you about. So it's one of my favorite libraries. It's called Untitled UI. So you see, to add a library, you just need to go to layouts, browse more library, or you can do the same from project settings, but this is way shorter. And we'll go to that library, which is Untitled UI. This library is my favorite because, first of all, it's free, which I love, and it has a lot of layout components that you can use from, and that is going to be very helpful. So let's click on it, and then it's going to ask to install, and then we're going to install it on our project, which is the one we just made, which is Levelflow Subscription Agency. And now if we go back to our website and we refresh, we can see that it is installed here. So if we go to layouts, you can see Untitled UI, and that's right here. Now let's go back to ChatGPT. We see that ChatGPT laid out the sections for us. So the logo for the navbar, preferably on the top left corner. These are the navigation links, the secondary buttons, some hero section components, some features components. And now we're gonna give it that second prompt that we laid out for it. And it's based on the layout provided. Please generate compelling copy for each section of the landing page for the design subscription agency. And this will give us some content that we're gonna work with for today. Now we'll just wait for this to generate all together. It might take a bit of time. Okay, so now this is generated. We can copy this and paste it here, so we can have it under results, and then we can have this as our map throughout this process. Now we don't have to follow this by the dot. It's just a guideline for us as a starting point that we need to get our work out there. And now that we have the library installed, we can get to work. Let's start by giving a page wrapper to our page, and this is something I like to always do. So page wrapper, and then inside it, we're gonna put that navbar, and I think navbar 5 can be a nice navbar here. Very descriptive. We're gonna have home, features, and then we're not gonna have drop downs, so maybe not this one. We're gonna have about, we're gonna copy I'm gonna have project showcase, pricing, testimonial, project showcase, maybe just call project, projects, pricing, and then here the call to action can be contact. And we remove this login button because we don't need it. And then we are going to add inside page wrapper another div block, which we're gonna call main wrapper. And main wrapper is gonna be where all our sections are gonna be. So first section we'll need is a hero section. So we go to hero sections. We'll need something with a call to action. So most hero sections here are pretty similar. This one is maybe for an app. Perhaps this one looks nice. It's simple, it's stylish. It has a lot of different components. We can play around with these images later on, or maybe make it into one big image. Actually, I don't like it. Let's go back. Let's choose this hero section. This one's nicer. There's a background image. There are two sections here, and this one looks much cleaner. So we'll copy that title that GPT gave us, bringing your visions to life. And then we'll copy that sub headline that GPT gave us, paste this here. And then here's maybe a demo. Here's where we say subscribe. And yeah, so this is the hero section. And then after that, we will need a features section. So we'll go to features. So since we have 3 features, we'll look for something that has some features laid out. So maybe looking around. So maybe this one. So now our features are going to be 3 different features, one of which going to be Figma web design. And we're going to write this here. The second will be Webflow development. I'm going to paste this here. The third will be Webflow interactions. And then we're going to paste this here. So now we have 3 features. Of course, since we said we're going to optimize the pictures later on in part 2, we don't need to worry about that now. And then let's copy the headline. So our expertise, your advantage. Let's remove this apostrophe. Next step, we'll be adding the next section, which is the about section. Now the about section is, I don't know if they have about sections here, but if they don't, we'll just improvise. So maybe it can be in a features section, something like this, and this can be about us. It can just say about us, and then it can say driven by design, defined by results, meet the maestros behind level flow. Or we can even make a team section instead. So let's add one more and write this nice descriptive content here and just make it into such a nice, maybe we can check if there is UI space small instead of space medium. So we have that spaced out. This looks good. Let's keep going. Now we'll need a project showcase section. So we can use one of those blog sections. So if we use perhaps this section, and this will be the project showcase, we can just limit this down to 4, and we're gonna call this our projects. Our projects. The headline will be where craftsmanship shines. Interesting headline. Subheadline is our portfolio speaks volumes, and this is there. Now we'll not need a category menu. Perhaps keep this simpler, and then maybe we'll refine this later on once we come to refine this website in part 2. Next, we need a pricing section. So we go to pricing, maybe we'll need 2 different pricings. So actually there was another pricing model that they have which has the annual and monthly. So this is nicer because it's already, you know, animated with an annual and monthly billing. So we can use this. And then we will need a testimonial section. So go back to main wrapper, click A, go to testimonials. Let's see a nice testimonial section. Perhaps this one. This one looks really nice. Testimonial section. Hear it from our best. Or so this will be the testimonial actually, and then agency name will be the level flow difference. And we'll actually put this one in comma. And then finally, well, not finally, there's 2 more sections. First, CTA. So CTA sections, we'll need a nice CTA section, which is, let's say, this one. Just change a bit of color, start your free trial. So it's going to be ready to elevate your web game. And that's our CTA. And then the content is, let's start a new chapter together. Looks decent. Chat to sales. Here it can be subscribe to match the one on the top. And now that we have this ready, we finally need a footer. So we go to main wrapper, we go to footers, and we choose a simple footer, perhaps this one, since we don't have many pages. We just need a footer that matches the sections and that has some social media for the users to follow. And so basically, now that you can see, we have a full-on landing page that we just created. It's pretty nice, it's pretty ready, it's a little bit animated, everything is clean, everything is laid out in a perfect manner, everything is, you know, marginalized well, everything's from the same library, so everything matches in the sense of theme. And then now from here we can just adjust and optimize to make this better. Now tomorrow we're gonna adjust these images and make sure that we finalize the site for production, but for today we've already did step 1 and have a landing page for our subscription design, or for our design subscription agency, or subscription design agency. How do they call that actually? I don't know, it changes. So this is our page. Actually, let's check if it's responsive. I think it's pretty responsive also. So if we see this on phone, it's very much responsive. Everything is laid out well. Everything is perfect here. I mean, we just built this in what, like 10 minutes? So this is how you use Webflow libraries to build your website. Tomorrow we'll learn more about optimizing using some AI to make sure your websites always stand out and look nice. Thank you for watching the video today. I really hope I taught you something here. Stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow, where we're going to make this website look really cool by using Midjourney and generating some specified images for this use case. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.